Hey UVAC family, Erin Buck here, fitness director, just wanting to bring another workout your way. Body weight sometimes can be the hardest, and this is a strength training workout, but certainly for those of you who want to add dumbbells or kettlebells, please do so. We're going to start with a basic lower body and upper body warm-up, okay? So laying on your back, right? You're going to keep the legs a little bit wider, and what we're going to do is we're just going to internally rotate that knee inward and then the other side, okay? And I think that we're going to do 5 on each side. Nice, easy breathing. Just bring the knee down. 4. 4, great job everybody. 1 more on each side, this is 5. Good. From there, bring yourself up. And we're going to bring ourselves more into a downward dog position or kind of pipe work. And what I want to encourage you to do is you're going to reach back and touch the toe of the opposite leg, and then reach back and touch the other foot. Okay? From there, you want to come back into that solid high plank. All right? So meet you in the middle there. So reach. If you're finding it hard to reach your toes, which some people may be having a difficult time doing, just reach the knee. Just go a little bit more shallow, or less deep, if you will. So reach that toe, reach the toe, come back strong plank. We're going to do it one more time. Brace the core, and then to come back. All right. Hoping you guys can still see me. All right, good work. So from there, what I want you to do is just to come up to that standing position. Make sure I have enough room here. And let's just go ahead and do a few, so internal, external rotation. So what we're going to do is we're going to internally rotate to one direction and then externally rotate, right? So just back and forth. You guys can't see my head, I don't think, which isn't a big deal. Good, and then just bring that arm down and stir the pot in one direction 5 times. 3, 4, 5. Let's go to the other direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch arms, other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, opposite. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. So what we're going to do today is you're going to do 3 different circuits of exercises. And the first circuit, you'll have 2. The second circuit, you'll have 2. And then the third circuit, you'll have 2 exercises that you're doing back to back to create what we call a superset. They will be both upper and lower body. So just kind of keep that in mind as we're moving forward. But the goal will be to do 3 full sets of these. I'm just going to show you, of course, 1 set and then move on to the next. So anyway, so to get started, we're going to start with what we call single leg squats. And so I was doing this workout yesterday actually out on my deck. And what you can do, I have a bench on my deck. You can also find a chair. You could use your sofa. I mean, this is the time to get creative. So find something that's going to work really well for you. So more advanced would be to stand in front of that step and make sure the knee's coming behind the toe, right? We're going to do a single leg squat. We're going to come all the way down, drive through the heel, and then come back up, right? And we're going to do 8 to 10 on one side and then 8 to 10 on the other leg. Now, if that's really too challenging for you, you could grab something to hold on to. And what you would do is you'd have kind of more of a offset stance or a staggered stance, and you'd keep that one leg on the floor as you squat down, and then you come back up. So you can kind of think about it as an 80-20 relationship. So 80% of your body weight is on that back leg, 20% is on that front leg, and then squat down as low as you can, and then come back up using some sort of stable or fixed object. All right, so then you're going to go to the upper body exercise. The upper body exercise is going to be what we call an around the world plank, okay? So high plank position, do here is we're going to reach out with one arm, maintaining that good control and stabilization through your hips. Opposite arm. And then lift your right leg up. And then lift your left leg up. Okay, and repeat. Right arm up. Left arm up. Right leg up. And left leg up. Now keep in mind, you're going to do 10 reps of that. What you could do to make it harder is to put a push-up in between, okay? So certainly, if you want to make it more advanced, add the push-up. Again, going back and forth here, but you could, if you're less advanced, you could be on your knees for that push-up instead. So what that would look like would be coming down into your push-up position. Do the push-up first, add the arms, go around the world. Right, if you need to do it from your knees, push up, same thing, around the world. And you could omit, just the legs or all of the legs, it wouldn't matter. All right, so those are the first 2 exercises that you would do. And the goal there would be, again, to do them each together, but to do them 3 times through, okay? Cool, second set of exercises. Using that same bench, right, and or sofa or whatever you got. Put a mat out in front of it. Let's go ahead and add the feet right up on top. Okay, so we're going to do an elevated single leg glute lift, right? So keeping the leg up, you're going to drive through the hip on that other side, right? So emphasizing hamstring and glute activation. Drive your hips up towards the ceiling with good control, lower down, right? Brace the abdominals, lift all the way up. You're going to do 10 on one side, 10 on the other. Now, if single leg is hard for you, go to 2 leg. Brace the abdominals, lift the hips up, and then come back down, right? And you certainly could, if you even wanted to make it a little easier for yourself, you could always just come back down onto the floor, right? Okay? So either of those work, all right? From there, we're going to do a little upper body work. Remember that if you don't have weight, the idea is that you're creating tension on the muscle. So even if I didn't have these dumbbells to utilize, I'm going to do a basic face pull. So feet are hip-width apart, arms come out. We squeeze the shoulder blades together, right? And then we protract, right? So we retract and protract, just like in a push-up. And we do this 3 times. From there, what we do is we flip the arms up, and we go to a nice overhead press. 3 times. All right? And then from there, what you do is you give your body a nice slight lean forward. I can't tell, I'm doing a new type of video, if that means that you can't see me when that happens. From here, and we're going to do a nice Cobra. So squeeze the shoulder blades together, shoulders down away from the ears, 3 times. And that's 1 cycle. All right, so you're going to do it 4 times. If you have weight, right? If you don't, you could do it probably more like 5 times through. So what it will look like is this again. So face pulls, 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. Go to that overhead press for 3 repetitions. 1, 2, 3. Good. Lean forward. Cobra. 1, 2, 3. Starting back at face pulls. 1, 2, 3 to overhead press. 1, 2, 3 to Cobra, leaning forward. 1, 2, and 3. So that was just 2 rotations. So again, the idea would be that you would do it 4 or maybe even 5 times through, depending on whether you had weight or not. So that is kind of a combination of 3 exercises. Again, it's a face pull with an overhead press into a Cobra, okay? And you're pairing that with that single leg bridge. So those 2 exercises, again, you're going to do 3 full sets back to back before moving on to what's next, okay? So from here, we're going to do reverse lunges, so another lower body movement, okay? So with your reverse lunges, you're going to be standing nice and tall, right? And what's going to happen is you're going to step back with one leg, right? And we're going to come down and come back. And again, we're going to do 10 on each leg. 2, good, right? 3, 4. Notice that my form may look a little different than yours. Everybody lunges and squats a little bit differently, so it's important to keep that in mind. It's important to stay comfortable. We like to follow some rules as we do squats and lunges. Then you'll do the other side for 10. Like when you step back, for instance, that the knees behind the toe for that front leg, right? And as you come down, then you're making some 90-degree angles with those legs. The shoulders are stacked over your ribs. But some people like to add a little bit of a forward lean. That's totally okay too. So just 10 here. 5 more. 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9 and 10. All right, so with that reverse lunge, make sure everybody's still there with me, hopefully. What we're going to do is we're going to do another variation here for the upper body. So you're going to go back into that high plank. Nice and strong. We're going to come down into low plank and then back up into high plank. Come down into low plank and then back up into high. And we'll do that 10 times as well. So remember, you don't want to be rocking through your hips. You want to keep your center as stable as you can. If you find up, up, down, down a little easy, what I would encourage you to do is to come down into that low plank and do more of a sawing motion. So where you come all the way forward on the toes and then come all the way back. And that's 1 repetition. And 2, and then coming back. All right? So same thing there, doing 10 reps to piggyback the reverse lunges. And you'll do 3 sets of that. I'll outline this in the notes just in case I got confused or made you confused as I was going through. So from there, a great way to, of course, finish the workout is to do maybe a Tabata sequence. And the reason for that is that generally during your strength training, you're not going to be necessarily getting the heart rate up, right? Strength day is a little bit more relaxed. You can take as much rest as you need between the sets. And so it's not a primary focus. With a Tabata drill, that is exactly what it's for, right? It's to get that heart rate up and to go as fast as you can. So a really easy one to do is to do a quick, in, out, out, right? So keeping your feet in and then moving them out as quickly as you can. In, out, out, in, out, out. All right? And you'll go for 20 seconds as hard as you can. And then you'll rest for 10 seconds, right? From there, I want you to go into what we call more of a scissor. So we're going to do a scissor for the next 20 seconds. Again, going as hard as you can for 20 seconds, resting for 10. Go back to this one, in, out, out, in, out. You're going to repeat those 2 moves, both the in, out, out, and the scissoring, 4 times each for a total of 8 intervals that you do for 20 seconds on and 10 seconds off. Hopefully you'll feel like you got a little bit of a sweat. It raised the endorphins, and you ended your workout on a really positive note. Last but not least, of course, when you're done with that workout, what you should do is do some stretches, right? So thinking kind of proactively, we worked, of course, our shoulders quite a bit, and of course the lower body, hamstrings and glutes. So taking a little bit of time doing a few stretches that would help resonate with those areas. So for the legs, always a good one is that nice hip flexor stretch. One leg up, one leg down, right? And you just want to feel a nice stretch through the front of the thigh here. Okay? And from there, if you feel like up for it, what you can do is you can reach back, and grab the toe to enhance the stretch. I sometimes like to rock back and stretch the opposite hamstring. And kind of hold for 15 to 25 seconds. You'll want to do that on both sides. Additionally, from here, you can kind of sit down, and you can just take one arm over the top to stretch that posterior delt, and just kind of stretch the shoulders, open through the chest, and then you'll stretch the other side. All right, I hope you guys put this together and you get a great workout in. We'll see you soon.